Happy Friday, everyone. Hope that you are enjoying this evening. If you are still out and about at a game, here's what's going on. So we had the idea of the forecast saying that we were going to deal with some storms, seeing some passing showers. Lots of lightning passed through Middle Tennessee earlier this afternoon, but these showers and storms never quite gathered the intensity that was expected to move it through the valley. So that's what's kind of causing us to have a drier evening than anticipated. And these things kind of happen every once in a while where we can see that we have all the ingredients for a storm to pass through our area, and all of our model readings are kind of pointing that direction, and things can change at the drop of a hat occasionally. It looked like the cell of storms that should have popped things off for us this evening trended north, like I mentioned. We're seeing right now, looking at this radar, it's over Clarksville. It's made its way through Nashville. That second, that further ahead cell there, that farther cell that's over Clarksville has passed through Nashville, but there's a second one passing through that Middle Tennessee area for the moment. So we anticipated when it started out, it was closer to our folks around Wayne County. We thought that was going to be further south, and then we thought it would push through lots of our communities. That's why they even sent out a watch a little earlier this afternoon for Lauderdale County. And as you can see, it's been dry as a bone this evening, which I'm thankful for, because then that would have meant that we have all sorts of rain delays and lightning delays and all sorts of things that would have kind of changed the trajectory of the games tonight. So we do still have a couple of counties that are dealing with some watches this evening, but that's going to expire at midnight. So they've got another hour or two. So this just means that they'll deal with some passing showers overnight. There are some opportunities tomorrow for us to get those rain chances, but again, it comes down to what we expect to see overnight tonight, and that can all change, like I mentioned, quite rapidly. So I do feel like this model that I'm going to pull up and show you, I feel like that's going to be a little on the aggressive end, because we looked at this model earlier, and a lot of the models are trying to be consistent with the fact that we'll have heavy downpour showers coming into Saturday morning. And that's just not holding true to our current radar. So do I believe there will be some widespread showers through tomorrow morning? Yes. However, not at the extent that some of our models are showing, but it does have the proper timeline of what I expect these showers to look like, as well as how I expect that cooler air mass to move through and chill us down for the day. So that being said, let's go ahead and walk through what we're expecting for Saturday morning. So as early as about 4 to 5 a.m., lots of folks will start to see some rain chances around the Florence, Russellville, Phil Campbell, most of our westernmost viewer areas. That'll be early Saturday morning. And then once we continue throughout the next following hours, this is where it gets a little sticky. We're expecting to see this heavy chance of rain. However, I believe there's going to be a bit more sporadic nature to this. It's not going to be this widespread and this heavy. Some areas are looking with a good deal of purple. I feel like that may be a little aggressive, given the fact that this is the same couple of models that had that crazy path through this evening. And I don't know if you've been outside, looked out your window, there's not much rain at all for our communities right now. So these models are really struggling to ring true to the currency of what's going on. But back to the point of the temperatures, you'll notice a lot of us will start the day out in those mid 60s and upper 60s, and we'll hold it there for a good portion of the morning, with these showers bringing in a good deal of some rain cooled air for us. So as we go through the rest of the morning, this is zooming ahead to about 11 a.m. Looks like we'll continue to see a cool breeze throughout a good portion of our Saturday, but these rain chances, now this level of rain is what I'm expecting to be across the board for all of us. I don't expect it to be that heavy that we saw a moment ago, that heaviness that we did see. It'll be this somewhat widespread amount of heavy periodic rain. So not all of us will deal with heavy, crazy rain at all times. So we're seeing those low in 70s closer to the afternoon hours, and it'll stay there at that point. I don't think this model is going to let me go all the way. Yeah, there we go. So lots of us will stay in those upper 60s, low in 70s. It'll be a challenge for us to warm up as we do have that cool front moving through. And it's usually called a cold front, but we call it a cool front at this time of year just because it's not exactly a thing, but we're going to see cooler air mass off of it. So that's what starts to kind of change the way that we speak about it. Because when you say a cold front, lots of folks start to think, oh, snow. Not exactly that. We're just going to see cooler air mass coming off of the cold front, in which we just call it a cool front so we can all stay on the same page together. Just clearing that up. We did get some questions about that previously. So looking ahead at our current temperatures though, we'll stick around these upper 70s for the night. Some folks are starting to dip into the mid and low end 70s, and that's mainly our Tennessee folks. Even Lawrenceburg is up in those upper 60s, and that's due to the fact that they have that rain-cooled air in Tennessee. There's been showers and storms since I've been talking about showers and storms today at 2 and 3 p.m. So they've been dealing with these passing thunderstorms that were supposed to be further south in our neck of the woods, but that trended further north, as I mentioned a moment ago. We'll continue to see that throughout the evening for those folks, but our continuance of comfortability will reign true throughout the rest of this evening, just getting into your Saturdays where things will start to change just a tad. So here's your temperatures through Saturday. Not sure why that 76 is just floating in the tree there, but that's our expected high for the day. And I guess that's trying to stick out and make note of that. So our expected high is to be about 76. And the thing is, it's going to be a challenge for us to kind of get there and stay for some areas because, like I mentioned, showers will pass through. We'll have a dry evening, of course, but once those showers pass through, it'll be that rain-cooled air that kind of keeps us on those low-end 70s. Some folks could be in those upper 60s, and that's just depending on your neck of the woods. So we're still going to call tomorrow a first alert weather day. I will update you. I do have a Facebook post that is currently out right now, kind of further explaining this, but should anything change later on this evening, I'll be the first to notify you. If not me, always meteorologist Jeff DeNoyer will be here tomorrow morning to walk you through what's changed overnight. And you'll be surprised how things change with daytime heating and then the loss thereof and all of that craziness. But we'll start to see those lows, though, get into the upper 50s coming to Sunday. So that's where we start to see that cool air mass moving through that cold front that I mentioned a moment ago. That's when that starts to move through and we start to see it a little more than just, oh, it's sticking around the mid 70s. Our lows will take a tumble as well. So humidity starts to dry out for the next couple of days. Once we get past these rain chances for Saturday morning, we start to see drier conditions going into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We could pick up a little bit of a comfy feeling, so some more dewy conditions moving into Monday, just off of the case that there could be some possible showers in the Georgia area. That'll be a further thing to look at. But looking right now at the tropics, oh, they might have taken that down. I think actually we had an update pass through in the tropics, so it looks like that may be back down to about 70, I believe, is when they start doing the orange. So earlier today it was about an 80% chance of developing. Looks like it may not develop that far as of now. So we're still holding out for Gabrielle. Gabrielle and Humberto are our next two names. And this is a full look at your forecast. Like I mentioned, we anticipated today and tomorrow to be first alert weather days. And the deal with that is the sole purpose that we knew lots of people are relying on tonight for plenty of games. James Clemens. Lots of folks are out and about enjoying Friday night football, and tomorrow as well. People may be traveling to get to some of the college games. I know Alabama's playing at home opener for the season. And then there's lots of other folks that are traveling to A&M. A&M has a home game. So we know that there's a lot of things that ride upon Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. And our biggest concern was the fact that we knew there's going to be some rain in the area and that could impact and change your plans for the day. So some of the time, these first alert weather days are really just for you and your plans, keeping those in mind and not always about, oh, severe thunderstorms, tornado, anything of that nature. Now, it does pertain to those as well, but there are some occasions that we do put these out just because we want you to be aware as you're making your own plans, and we want you to go into your plans knowing, hey, I might get rained on, but I decided to sit out here and root for my Bulldogs, root for the Tide and the Jets, the Patriots, the Bears, you know, everybody in between. But yes, that's kind of the point of our first alert weather days. They're not always just because of the actual severity of our weather. It's also the fact that we could be impacting somebody's plans with these rain chances. So always keep that in mind, and we'll let you know when the first alert weather day is leaning more toward, hey, your plans will be impacted versus, hey, this is a very serious situation. We will always let you know when that's the case. So once we get through Saturday, evening should be dry, breezy, so a lot of the college games should be played in the afternoon. And I think we kind of discussed that in our chat earlier with the other members of the weather team here. We talked about lots of folks that would be out and about in the afternoon. It's going to be nice, but it's just going to be breezy and cool if you're in North Alabama. So Tuscaloosa may be a little warmer. Auburn maybe a little warmer as well. I don't think they had any rain chances, actually. I think we were kind of the rain threat of the state today, to my knowledge. But looking ahead to the rest of the week, though, Sunday, less humid. Very nice feeling. We're going to have some beautiful sunshine throughout the next couple of days. Really nice getting into the work week as well. I know a lot of folks are like, but we just got to the weekend. I don't want to think about the work week. Well, the chances of a gorgeous work week ahead, it's nice, especially for my kiddos that want to go out to recess. It's going to be beautiful each and every day this week ahead. We're expecting to see those temperatures in a nice, cool, low end 80 for a lot of these days ahead. But the mornings will be cooler. We're starting to get to that point where you start your day out in a light jacket, a little cardigan or something, and then by the time you come out from work, by the time you get back from school, you're like, why did I bring this with me? Because it's back warm. So keep that in mind as you make your plans for the week ahead. Looks like this time next week we'll have plenty of sunshine, so we'll keep it in mind. But as always, I hope you had a wonderful Friday evening. If you still have some plans to go for the night, I hope you keep the good times rolling and be safe and have fun in that order, as my theater director used to tell me back in high school. But that still rings true to this day. I hope everyone is enjoying their weekend thus far. Of course, we'll always update you as things change. You can tune in tonight at 10, and I'll stick around a little bit after our show just to be on the safe side and make sure nothing else changes before tomorrow morning. By the time I think they're calling in some of the blitz scores. So, but just double checking to make sure nothing changes before Jeff gets in for the morning. He'll be back in around 4 tomorrow morning, so you can start tuning in then. So other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going to check in. Oh, hi everyone. Evelyn, Sean, Dio, hello. Thanks you guys for tuning in. Good evening, Miss Roberta. Hello everyone, and we did have one question from Bill. Are we going to see overnight storms now? Looks like the chance of overnight storms rather low. However, we could pick up some storms as early as 4 a.m. And that's the last and latest model run. A lot of the showers and storms are farther north than we anticipated. So that's the biggest deal for this evening. With that being said, I hope I answered everyone's questions, and like I went on my whole spiel, hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, wonderful weekend. I'll be back here tomorrow evening. Keep in mind we've got football all weekend long, so that will change a lot of our scheduling and whatnot for the weekends ahead. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your night.